but the thing is that I was okay knowing that, you know what, if this is what God wants, I'll be whatever you want, God, I'll do. And so fast forward, I just prayed about it, asked for my transfer papers, and then I was hitting BP at 4 o'clock. I was in the 4 o'clock group, the first hitting group. I go back to my locker at 4:15. We're playing in Rome, Georgia, against the Atlanta Braves organization. I go back to my locker, and next thing I know, my phone was buzzing, and it was Auburn Tigers. It was Gene Chizik calling me, and I missed the call. I call him back. He go, "Hey, this is Gene Chizik from Auburn Tigers. We want you to come to Auburn." And that was the first call. Second call, another SEC school, and several other calls that night. Big Ten, Pac-12. I was getting all these calls within 24 hours, and my life just flipped up, upside down, but in a positive way. Whatever, so the hardest part was making the decision: do I still play baseball or just play football? So I just kept playing baseball, stayed focused on that, but I ended up taking 2 visits, Auburn, Wisconsin, and I liked both schools. Both were amazing. But when I got to Wisconsin, I knew it was for me. And the reason why I knew it was for me was because they love football, number one. Number two, obviously both schools do in Auburn and Wisconsin. But number two was that they had this big pro line. There was the third biggest line in football. They had our left tackle, Ricky Wagner. Our left guard was Travis Frederick. Our center was Peter Kahns. Our right guard was Kevin Zeitler. Our right tackle was this guy named Oglesby. And then we also had Havenstein as the backup right tackle. So, and for me, being 5'11", it was like, you know what? People can't say anything. If I go ball here and people can't say anything, if I get to play behind this line and do great. And that's what I did. And it obviously worked out for me. It was the best experience. I got to work with Barry Alvarez and get to be around him. I got to work with, obviously, Brett Bielema and Coach Paul Christ and just some amazing players, and Nick Toon, Abaderis, the guys I already mentioned, the linemen, and Monty Ball and Melvin Gordon, James White. I mean, it was an amazing.
You guys were loaded. You guys were loaded.
It was an amazing 6 months and some of the best 6 months of my life. But what it teaches you, I think, more than anything else, and now obviously you see all these kids transferring now because we kind of open up that rule, and I think that's a good rule. The reason why I think it's a good rule is because we go to college to play big time sports, but we also go to college to get our education. So what it's doing is it's allowing, but also in a way forcing kids to get their education earlier, which I think is a good thing because now kids are getting educated, and so I think it's important. And so, anyways, though, for me though, what was really cool about it was I had to take that risk. I had to take that risk. If I didn't take that risk, I wouldn't be where I am today. And so, sometimes in life you go through stuff and you realize that, you want to be in a place that you're wanted. You want to be in a place that you can do everything you've ever dreamed of. And ultimately, you want to be in a place that dreams as big as you. And I think that's where Wisconsin was a beautiful place for me. It was a place that, I obviously cherished every moment at NC State. It was really cool. I mean, just to be able to go to that school. So I've been fortunate to be able to go to 2 great schools.
It's just such a cool story.